Deep beneath Vatican City lies something the Church doesn't want you to know about. 53 miles of shelves, thousands of years of secrets, and access so restricted that even most cardinals have never stepped inside. What is the Vatican hiding? But first, you need to understand just how massive this archive really is. The Vatican Secret Archives, now officially renamed the Vatican Apostolic Archives in 2019, contains over 12 centuries of documents. We're talking about 53 linear miles of shelving. To put that in perspective, if you laid out all those shelves end to end, they'd stretch from Vatican City to Florence. And here's what makes this even more suspicious. The archive contains an estimated 35,000 volumes of catalog material. But here's the problem. That's only what's been cataloged. Thousands of documents remain uncatalogued, unseen, and completely unknown to the outside world. The Vatican claims these are just administrative records, papal correspondence, bureaucratic paperwork from centuries of church operations. But if that's true, why the extreme secrecy? Since 1881, limited access has been granted to select researchers, but even they can only see documents older than 75 years. Anything more recent? Completely forbidden. And even for those older documents, you need to know the exact document you're requesting. You can't browse, you can't explore. You request a specific item, and that's all you get. So what has leaked out over the years? The few scholars granted access have revealed some shocking items. Letters from Michelangelo complaining about not getting paid for the Sistine Chapel. A 1530 petition from 85 English clergymen asking Pope Clement VII to annul King Henry VIII's marriage, a document that changed the course of history when the Pope refused. There's the 1633 trial documents of Galileo, where the Church convicted him of heresy for saying the earth revolves around the sun. But those are the documents they want us to know about. In 2012, the Vatican released documents about Pope Pius XII and his relationship with Nazi Germany during World War II. But critics say they cherry-picked what to release. Important documents about the Church's knowledge of the Holocaust remain sealed. And then there are the rumors about what else might be down there. Ancient texts that contradict official church doctrine. Evidence of scandals covered up over centuries. Documents about secret negotiations with governments. Some researchers believe there are gospels in early Christian writings that were deemed too controversial to ever see daylight. The Vatican has never denied these items exist. They've just never confirmed it either. In 2019, Pope Francis opened some archives related to Pope Pius XII's reign during World War II, documents from 1939 to 1958. But it wasn't full access. It was controlled release, selected documents, supervised viewing. Why? Here's where it gets really suspicious. To gain access to the Vatican archives, you need to meet strict criteria. You must be a researcher affiliated with a recognized institution. You need to prove you're working on legitimate academic research. You must provide references. You need to be approved by Vatican officials. And even if you're approved, you can only request 3 items per day. 3, in an archive of millions of documents. But it gets worse. You cannot photograph documents. No cameras allowed. You must take notes by hand or use a laptop, but no images. The Vatican controls all reproduction of materials. They decide what can and cannot be copied. And remember, you need to know exactly what you're requesting. The catalog itself is incomplete. Many documents aren't listed anywhere, so if you don't know it exists, you can't ask for it. It's almost like the system is designed to prevent discovery. Compare this to other major archives. The British Library, you can browse collections. The U.S. National Archives, declassified documents are available to anyone. The Library of Congress, open access to millions of items. But the Vatican, locked down, controlled, hidden. So what are the most credible theories about what's hidden? Theory 1. Evidence that would undermine core church teachings. Early Christian texts that show how much the Bible was edited and changed over centuries. Documents showing that major doctrines were invented for political reasons, not spiritual ones. Theory 2. Financial scandals. The Vatican Bank has been involved in multiple controversies. money laundering allegations, connections to organized crime. In the 1980s, the Roberto Calvi scandal, known as God's banker, revealed deep corruption. What documents exist about that? The Vatican isn't saying. Theory 3. Cover-ups of abuse and crimes. The Catholic Church has faced decades of sexual abuse scandals. Documents about predator priests were hidden, destroyed, or locked away. How many reports sit in those 53 miles of shelves that could bring justice to victims? We may never know. And Theory 4, the most controversial of all. Some researchers believe the archive contains evidence of secret agreements between the Vatican and various governments throughout history. Deals made during wars, treaties never made public, political manipulation spanning centuries. The Vatican's defense is always the same. We're protecting privacy and preserving history. But here's the problem with that argument. These aren't private medical records or classified military secrets. This is human history. These documents belong to all of us, not just the church hierarchy, and the 75-year rule makes no sense. Why would documents from the 1950s still need to be secret? Everyone involved is dead. Any embarrassment would be historical, not current. Unless, of course, those documents reveal something that would damage the church's reputation today. The real question is, what gives them the right? The Vatican is a sovereign nation, yes, but it's also a religious institution that claims moral authority over 1 billion Catholics worldwide. Transparency should be a core value. Instead, we get secrecy and control, 53 miles of shelves, centuries of secrets, and a system designed to make sure most of it never sees the light of day. The Vatican says they're protecting history, but maybe they're just protecting themselves. What do you think is hidden in those archives? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want more videos exposing what institutions don't want you to know, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because some secrets are too big to stay buried forever.